welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron, and as always, our show is sponsored by Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. What's going on? What's happening? Good evening, afternoon, good morning. Depending on what time you're viewing the show, man, we appreciate you checking in. Interesting week of the NBA. By the time you guys view this episode, it'll be available on Friday, I believe it's May 26th. Is it the 26th? Y'all don't quote me on that. I don't think it's that late. But it's Friday. It's late. Just watched the Wolves push the Nuggets to a Game 7. I think everybody is excited about that. We'll discuss the game in a little bit. We're actually going to start with the Western Conference, go to the Eastern Conference, and then we'll give our predictions for the weekend. But we got to touch on something which is really a hot topic right now, which is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is in the news again because she had her WNBA debut, and it didn't go as planned. I watched the game. I actually won some money on Caitlin Clark. Shout out to Caitlin Clark with a little 0.5 gimme from Prize Picks. Prize Picks, we're still available for sponsorship if y'all want to rock with the Front Office Podcast. That'd be dope. But yeah, the Caitlin Clark thing, man, she didn't play well. I think she ended up with like 20. It was more or less in the second half. They were definitely keying in on her specifically. And it's just different. It's just different levels of basketball. I know with all the hype and everything like that, everybody expects her to just come out and dominate. That's just not the way it's going to work in women's basketball. She's better than a lot of players, but she's not that much better to be able to come in and dominate. Like Diana Taurasi said, against grown women. Like, these grown women, like, they're not going to school. Like, this is their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go home to their regular lives doing whatever they got going on, and then when they come to work, they come to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different vibe than college. I think she has to adjust to that, man, but I think she is a competitor. I think she'll be fine. Is of course, trolls on Facebook posting this, posting that. Oh, she's this, she ain't that, posting every stat, just treating her just like LeBron, honestly. And that what they fail to realize, that's corporations pitting fans up against each other. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's definitely a race thing in certain aspects of it, but basketball is basketball. And when you get on the court, A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA and has been for the last 2 years. With Stewie running a close second, and it's a lot of talented people, but those are the two young ladies that I feel like are at the top of that hierarchy with the WNBA. But I'll say this, as far as the marketing thing, A'ja is way much more marketable now because we get to see a different side of her. She's winning. We get to see her more. She does more interviews. She has a great personality, great smile, definitely very marketable. But that's on Nike for not being able to see that early. That's not Caitlin Clark's fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not her fault. When LeBron got $90 million to come into the NBA without shooting a shot, without dribbling a ball, doing anything, $90 million, I'm pretty sure he wasn't the best player in the NBA. I'm almost positive. You know what I mean? He wasn't the best player in the NBA. When Kobe Bryant came into the NBA, he sat the bench. Not a lot of hype. I mean, it was a lot of hype because he was coming out of high school, but he sat the bench. You know what I mean? Peyton Manning, his first year with Indianapolis, he was good, but he sucked a lot. You know what I mean? Pause. He was trash a lot. So we have to stop thinking that one or two games define somebody's career, even where they're going to go. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. It's one or two games. I'm not worried, but, trolls, by all means, man, have at it. Just keep that same energy when she starts dropping 30. You know what I mean? Like, just keep that same energy. Aaliyah Boston wants to win. She's not going to let that shit get to her. And if they bond, I'm telling you right now, it's over. Once they get some pieces down, it's over. It is absolutely over. Aaliyah Boston is a monster. Very high IQ, smart, knows the game, wants to win, competitor. But that's enough about Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about the Western Conference playoffs. We're going to start with Oklahoma City and the Dallas Mavericks. We picked Dallas to win this series. Dallas went up 3-2 on Wednesday night. It was a good game at OKC. I didn't think OKC played bad. I don't think they shot the ball particularly well. You got to credit Dallas defense for that. I thought the big difference in the game was Luka was extra aggressive and not crying. Honestly, like you know what I mean. Like he was really, really aggressive. His shot was falling. Kyrie wasn't good like that, but he was there. He's playing good defense. Dallas just has a lot of pieces. PJ Washington, Derrick Jones exploded. I think he had like 18 or some shit like that. They are a really good team. They really are. OKC is young. I think Dallas needs to be extremely careful, especially off what we saw tonight with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. Dallas needs to be very careful. They're going back to their building. It is a little bit of difference. They're going back to their building to try to close out. All right. They need to close them out because those young boys are not going to stop. They got a lot of energy. They want to win. They're playing the right way. They respect what's going on as far as the organization is concerned. I thought Shea was good. I thought the role players kind of let him down a little bit. Chet's got to be better. Chet Holmgren has got to be better. He wasn't bad, but he's just got to be more impactful. And I don't know how else to explain impactful, but you have to make plays when it counts. You have to get the rebound, get the offensive rebound, make the open three, make the block shot, the extra pass, whatever it is. You can't just be out there on the court sucking up minutes and, in a game 5, a super pivotal game 5, man, at your home building. Jalen Williams got going late. I think he's going to have to find a way to get going early and pace them. So it doesn't seem like Shea is on an island. I thought he got help. I thought the rest of his team plays hard. They don't stand around and just watch him play. But at the same time, I do think if Oklahoma City loses this series, they should look at getting a point guard. I know Shea plays the point. He's great at it. He's really good at it. But he is an amazing scorer. And I think you got to find a way to put that making a play for somebody else on a lot of other people. And I don't think Dort's the answer. But yeah, I liked what Dallas had going on. I think they close out on Saturday. I definitely think they close out on Saturday, and I think it's just they just a better team right now. I think they're a little bit more together, and Jason Kidd is a hell of a coach. He really is. He's coming to his own as a coach. Always calm, never overreacting to anything. It's a pleasure to see it, honestly. Like Dallas looks primed to win it. But the other series, the one we just finished watching, Minnesota and Denver, I'll be honest with y'all, man. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with this shit. I picked Denver at a work kind of like tournament. You know what I mean? Just because I picked Denver before Minnesota went up 2-0, and by the time I got to talking about this on the podcast, I could say I like Minnesota. I mean, that's just how you hedge the bet, man. But Minnesota was super impressive. I thought Denver just came in and just took it too lightly. Jamal Murray was terrible. I thought he didn't play well. I thought Joker wasn't impactful. Michael Porter Jr. has to get other offensive pieces to his game. You are making too much money and you are too tall and too athletic to not be able to get the ball in the post and turn around and make a quick jump shot. Everything don't have to be a 3. Everything don't have to be a dunk. Like, he's too talented. And again, he got a lot going on personally, so I'm not, attacking him or anything like that. But they are at their best when he is a real threat out there and more of a threat behind the three-point line. So Ant was great. I thought Karl Anthony Towns, even with the 10 points, it's a double-double. He was big for them tonight. Gobert was great. Jay McDaniels, wow, big game. Huge game. Conley makes the difference. They're a different team when Conley's on the floor and Edwards doesn't have to create every play. I think that's obvious. I don't think that's a secret or anything like that. So if he's healthy, they got a chance. As far as predictions for it, I have no idea. But you know what? I'm going to take a stab in the dark. I said Minnesota. I'm a roll with Minnesota. Super close game. Timberwolves beat the Nuggets by 3 on Sunday, whatever time they play. But let's switch it over to the East, man. We had the Knicks and the Pacers and the Celtics and the Cavs. Let's start with the Cavs and the Celtics. We got this one down to a T, man. 4-1. We called it early. The Cavs, scrappy team. just not enough. Donovan Mitchell wasn't available the last two games. Garland is not ready to carry that team by himself, and it's kind of hard if Donovan's been the guy all year, and then they ask you to carry him home. No Jared Allen. Donovan Mitchell is rumored to be unhappy with the maturity level of the team. So the writing's on the wall. He's out of there. As far as the Celtics, man, they did what they were supposed to do. I have no complaints. They lost the one game, took care of business the other four. I'm gonna see if it's another level to them. What scares me about them is I'm not sure if they have another level. But again, Tatum has been in the playoffs since he was a fucking rookie, and so has Jaylen Brown. So they got a lot of experience on that side. I still trust them to get to the finals. We'll make our predictions from there. The Pacers and the Knicks series is super, super exciting. The Knicks lost OG, beat the shit out the Pacers in Madison Square Garden, as they should. Shout out to the Knicks fans. But don't get too excited, man. This Game 6 is not going to be easy for them. Halliburton wasn't great. He wasn't aggressive at all. I think he's injured way more than he's putting on. But Carlisle's a great coach. They're going to make adjustments, and we'll see what happens in Game 6, man. But Brunson's been great. Hart, DiVincenzo, that whole Knick team, man, they just keep fighting, and it's just really hard to put a team away that fights like that. I still like the Knicks to win the series, but I'm probably taking the Pacers tomorrow night. I'm definitely taking the Pacers tomorrow night to have 2 Game 7s on Sunday. All right, see what I did there. But yeah, man, just quick episode, man. I'm gonna check back with y'all after the Game 7s, or I know for sure we got 1 Game 7, but I'm hoping for 2. Hope y'all are too. Appreciate every like, subscribe. Everybody new to the channel, welcome. Got any suggestions, anything like that, man? Comment. We talk back. Tees and Trees is the clothing line. Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. Peace.